Hello, my name's Jay, and this is the first episode of my new series called Rockin' for Cheap. It's going to be about learning to play guitar for not a lot of money. We're going to be using Rocksmith to learn how to play. Full disclosure, I have played Rocksmith before. I've learned how to play bass using Rocksmith. I can't say I play it very well, but I do know how to play. So I'm not starting from square one, but pretty close. As far as the rest of our equipment, I'm using a Samsung soundbar and wireless subwoofer that I think I paid $100 for, and a Squire Telecaster, a Squire Bullet Telecaster, which was $180 from Guitar Center. So and since Rocksmith's about $60, my entire, expenditure is math. Oh, go on, little dog. Sorry, my little dog wants to be part of the podcast as well. Anyways, let's get started. As you can see, there's a bunch of things you can do with Rocksmith. Learn a song, session mode, non-stop play, lessons, Guitarcade, multiplayer, tone designer, a shop where you can get more songs, and then a link to their website. Well, I guess we should start where everyone should start, with lessons. Assuming you don't know how to play at all, this is a great resource for you. It teaches you everything from simple stuff like how to attach your strap and how to hold your guitar, both standing and sitting, to basics like picking, shifting, sustains. As a lot of these I don't really need to do because you learn some of the same things on bass, but I'll go over some of them just in case. A good example is shifting. As you can see, I did it once already just for giggles, even though I didn't really need it. But we're going to pick that, and it's going to tell you all about shifting, which is basically just moving from one part of the fretboard to another. At least it's supposed to. Come on now. Oh, isn't that lovely? I don't think I've ever had to do this before either. Well, what a great way to start the episode, huh? Well, let's go ahead and try it again, huh? I guess this is a good example of the load times for Rocksmith. Now, one of the few bad things I do have to say about Rocksmith is that if you purchase a bunch of songs for it, it can slow down the game. Not when you're not actually playing, but when you first load into your song list, it enumerates your song list to put them all in order and stuff. And the more songs you have, the longer it takes to do that. Here we are in a little bit. I also recommend setting it up like that. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. Load your profile, check with the server, load up your game. That part's no problem at all.
Rocksmith.
But as you can see up there in the upper right hand side, it says enumerating downloadable content. Theoretically, you can play while it's going on. However, it will slow your game down. Like if you go to learn a song, all the songs that you have won't be there because it's adding them in as we speak. I'm kind of afraid to go mess around with it because I don't want to show more of the shortcomings of the program this early, since it already crashed on us once. But anyways, yeah, let me tell you what. Non-stop play is basically you can just set up a playlist of any and all of your songs and just play them over and over again. That way you don't have to go from song to song. It'll automatically go to the next song on your list. Guitarcade is basically arcade games that will teach you different skills. Anything from chords and stuff that you can learn to fret positions. They make different games out of them. Multiplayer is pretty self-explanatory. Tone Designer, it lets you set up your own tones to make your own type of music. Not only can you use any sound that you have for any song that you have, like I have Pantera's Mouth for War on here, so I can get the sounds for any of the instruments in that, the lead, the distortion, or whatever they have. Plus, it has all kinds of gear where you can make your own stuff, your own sounds rather. And we'll get into that later. But first off, let's go into the basics, like lessons. All right, let's try this again. There we go. That's a little better. Set down the controller. What it does is the first time that you play, it always wants to check and make sure that your guitar is in tune. Uh-oh. It is not. Oh, I guess it is. I think if we went and did a more specific tune, you can do a more accurate one than that basic one. You probably find those two are a little out of
When we
tune.
talk about
But it's
shifting,
close.
we just mean moving your hand up and down the neck to different positions. But before we get to that, let's take a quick sec and get to know your guitar a little better. Most guitars use dots or some other kind of inlay to mark certain frets.
As you can see, this is pretty basic, but
Usually
if
marked
you've
on
never
both
played
the
before, it's
fretboard
things you need
and
to
the
know.
upper side of the neck. The first dot is usually on the 3rd fret. Go ahead and find that on your guitar. Let's just play the 3rd fret on the low E string, the thickest string, highlighted in red. Try it now.
See, I'll actually,
Awesome.
so it shows you what it wants you to do, and then it has you do it.
On the 5th, 7th, and 9th frets. Let's find those.
As you can see, that note's coming down.
Sweet. You've got that one down. Outstanding. The next one up is the 12th fret, usually marked with a double dot. The 12th fret is special because notes 12 frets apart are what we call an octave higher. That means it's the same note, just at a higher pitch. Same thing with the 3rd and 15th frets. 12 frets apart, so it's another octave. Notice the dot pattern above the 12th fret just repeats the pattern from the lower frets. The dots above the 12th fret are the 15th, 17th, 19th, and 21st. Don't worry, as you play more, these fret numbers will become second nature. You'll be able to quickly tell which upper dots are an octave higher than the lower ones. Let's try that.
Okay, I'm going to intentionally hit the wrong note to show you what happens.
Perfect.
Oh, that's just embarrassing. Isn't it? That's pretty close.
I think you're on
Yes.
the wrong string there.
See, there we go, yeah. It's embarrassing to try to hit the wrong string and miss. So it's waiting for me to hit the 15th. So if I hit something else,
You're on the right fret.
it's not going to do it. You got to get over it. But now here on the 15th,
Excellent.
see?
Amazing. Now here's a riff that will take some shifting to play. Here's the riff again. Listen to it, then play it.
Pretty simple stuff, but necessary. And since I suck,
Now your turn.
doesn't hurt to try it again. I'm still, learning basic stuff like
Nice.
see, I'm still learning stuff like picking and stuff because when I played bass, it was all finger picking, which in
Here's
retrospect was
another one.
probably a
A little
mistake.
more shifting to it. Here's that riff again, but let's just listen to it. You can play after that.
Now this one I'm going to try to use my pinky finger on since it's a 4-note
Play
string.
it now.
So don't be surprised if it didn't sound that good.
Nice one. You're ready for the practice track now. Here goes.
See, and then I'll just have you basically practice everything you just learned, which in this case isn't much, but still a bit. Whoops. See, and as easy as that was, I missed a couple of those. Went up to the when I was supposed to hit 7, 8, 9. I went up a fret or two or something like that. See?
Masterful performance.
See, well, that's one of the lessons. Speaking of cheap, since I am doing this on the cheap, I'm recording this with my cell phone with a little tripod set on the back of a chair. So that's about as cheap as you're going to get. Now, of course, lessons are good and all this other stuff's good, but most people want to use this to learn songs.
Learn a song.
Because you get to play with the band. So, I mean, which is what everyone wants to do. As you can see, I've got this. You can filter this and sort it by all types of different ways to find songs you want. Right now, I'm just have it sorted by the last time I played it. That's the last song I played. The percentage is how close to mastery they think you've gotten to it. I've had this guitar for about 3 days, I think. I've been doing this, maybe 4, so I haven't played a lot yet. See, like these are ones I've never played at all. So that's probably a good way to start off. We're going to find one that I haven't played at all, and we're going to show you how it builds you up as you play. I don't want to do something too crazy, because I'm not very good. Okay, that hopefully is not too hard. As you can see, they have different tunings. That one's tuned to E standard, which I also want to do because I don't feel like changing the tuning. It's really easy, but still. Okay, with this song, it starts you off. Looks like since it's a fairly simple song, it starts you off about halfway up on the difficulty level. That's what those little orange boxes are up. It shows you how hard the song is in general. That's what the total box size is. At least each part of the song, and the colored in part is how much of it you're actually playing at the moment. Below it you can see it recommends a couple of things to do to learn how to play this song. I'm not quite sure why it shows this one since we already played shifting, but anyways, so we'll go ahead and play the song. Or try. I haven't played this one at all, I might fail miserably. It's not going to give you much to do to start off with. Like, it won't give you chords, it'll give you single notes and stuff. Having said that, it gives me a chord. God, I'm such an asshole at this. Oops. Not an auspicious start. First time with that one. As you can see, I don't have the timing or even. Hey, I got it. I've never done that particular chord before, so. Whoops. Alright, well, those are chords that I'm not messing with yet, so. If I was hitting these notes, what it would be doing is actually pumping up the amount of notes and things it was giving me. For example, with just this little section, you can see right now it's not giving me too much, but I can move up the difficulty, and then now, as you can see, it's giving you more of the chords in between that was missing before. Now, I'm going to go to a song that I know a little bit better to give you guys an example of actual horrible playing, rather than struggling through one that I haven't tried yet. And then we'll go ahead and finish up here. We'll go with this one. As you can see, I've opened this one up a little bit more, 30%, but I'm still not very good at it. That's right though. That's why we're playing, to get better. Ooh. Whoops. Whoops. Sometimes I think it is like this. Whoops. Oh, the second one in there, I'm missing. See, it throws notes and stuff in there, which I don't know yet. I mean, I obviously that's some sort of C, but I don't know what the C and the little hashtag and 5 means. But I'm sure it's going to show me. It's actually really good at showing you stuff. All right, well, that should probably about do it for this one. And as you can see, I did a little bit better. It also added in a couple notes that weren't there before, I noticed. So as I get better and better, it will gradually add in more and more notes. And it's all good. Anyways, so that's about it. Next time I'll cover some more of the lessons, maybe play a song or two, maybe go back to that song, show if I've gotten any better, worse, or whatever. Feel free to leave me any comments, and I'm sure you are. Anyways, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.